So in this video I'll be teaching common factoring, which is pretty much simplifying. So if we look at these two terms, 4x and 5x, we have to see what's common in between these two. So we can see that they both have an x, so we could factor out the x. Here we have 13ab minus 7ac. We can see that they both have an a, so we could take the a out and then close this with 13b minus 7c. And to check if we multiply the a into 13b and negative 7c, we would get this back. Here we have a 2x cubed and an 8x squared. We can see that they're both divisible by 2, so we can take a 2 here. They both have an x. The highest power to the x we could go is 2, because 8x squared can also go into 2x cubed. So we could have a squared here. We would be left with an x and then plus, and then to get this, the number after the plus, we would divide 8x squared by 2x squared, which would give us 4. So right now we have negative 8y to the 5th power and negative 6y cubed. So we can factor a negative 2. We can also take out a y cubed, because they both contain y cubed. And so then we'd be left with negative 8 divided by negative 2 would give us 4. We'd have y, and then we'd have 2. When you're dividing exponents with the same base, so they both have y, it's you can do 5 minus 3 and we get 2. And so negative 6 divided by negative 2 would give us positive 3, and then the y cubed would cancel out with this y cubed. So then we'd be left with this. And to check, then we'd have negative 2y cubed times 4y squared to give us negative 8y to the power of 5. When you're multiplying exponents with the same base, you would do 3 plus 2. And so then negative 2 times positive 3 would give you negative 6, and then y cubed would also multiply to 3, so we get the y cubed. Here we have 16x cubed y plus 18xy cubed. So we can common factor out a 2, because they are both divisible by 2. They both contain an x and a y. So now 16 divided by 2 would give us 8. We would be left with x squared. Then we'd have plus, and then 18 divided by 2 would give us 9, and then we would have y 2. And so now when we expand into here, so 2 times 8 gives us the 16, and then x times x squared gives us x cubed, because when you're multiplying exponents with the same base, so x and x, we can do x, there would be a 1 here, and then it would be 1 plus 2, which would give us the 3. Then we get the 1y, then plus, and then 2 times 9 gives us 18, then we get our x, and then we get y cubed. Here we have 10p squared minus 15p plus 8p minus 12. So we can factor this by grouping, so take these two and then common factor these two, and then common factor, well, we already common factored, so right here we can factor out a 5. They both contain a p too, so we can take out 5p, then we'd be left with 2p and then minus 3 here, because negative 15 divided by 5 is 3, and then the p would cancel out. Then we'd have plus, we can factor out of 4, then we would be left with 2p, and then negative 12 divided by 4 would give us negative 3. So we have 2p minus 3, which are both common on each side of the expression, so we could factor out a 2p minus 3, keep that in brackets, and then we'd be left with 5p plus 4. So in other brackets we could have 5p then plus 4. And now when we expand, 2p times 5p gives us 10p squared. Then 2p times 4 would give us positive 8p. Negative 3 times 5 would give us negative 15p. And then negative 3 times 4 would give us negative 12. Now if you rearrange the equation, we get 10p, and so after that we'd have minus 15p, so minus the 15p plus 8p minus 12, so it'd be 8p minus 12.